The story begins in a morgue, where a young woman named Rebecca is giving an interview to the head doctor Raymond. But this isn't a normal interview. She's actually being tested by performing a real autopsy. Rebecca wants to work in this morgue, so Dr. Raymond asks her to demonstrate her skills right in front of him. And finally, she starts the procedure. Raymond is clearly impressed with Rebecca's work, and after watching her for a while, he decides that she's the right fit for the job. This is the biggest morgue in the village, and Raymond has been handling everything there all by himself. After finishing the work, Raymond tells Rebecca to clean everything up and then come meet him in his office. Rebecca is overjoyed. She's finally got the job. She places the body inside the freezer, but suddenly, she starts feeling dizzy. She doesn't understand what's happening, but then assumes it's probably just exhaustion. After that, she heads to the operating theater and begins cleaning the place. While working, her attention is drawn to a medical fluid that's running low. So, she goes to the storage room to refill it. But when she enters, Raymond is already there. He looks at her and warns her strictly, "Never come in here without my permission." Rebecca assumes that maybe there are expensive or sensitive medicines stored there, which is why he reacted that way. The two of them leave the room, but poor Rebecca fails to notice something terrifying. There's a shadow inside, and it's definitely not human. Anyway, Raymond takes Rebecca to his office and congratulates her. He tells her that from now on, she'll be working in this morgue. He explains everything. Bodies are brought here, they perform autopsies, prepare reports, and then hand them over to the family members. But if no one comes to claim a body, they dispose of it themselves. Rebecca is extremely happy. She promises Raymond that she'll work hard and follow every instruction he gives. She even says she's ready to work at night if needed. But Raymond stops her and says there's no need for that. He'll handle the night shift himself. She only needs to take care of the day shift. Rebecca agrees and heads home, filled with happiness. After years of struggle, this is the first time luck has finally turned in her favor. A few years ago, she had a serious addiction problem. Because of that, her father Ben lost his life. That tragedy made Rebecca realize her mistakes, and from that moment on, she started going to rehab. At the rehab center, the head, Kelly, supported her through everything. And now, Rebecca is completely free from addiction. Finally, she's even landed a job. She shares this news with everyone at the rehab center, and hearing this makes Kelly and her grandmother extremely happy. Kelly tells her she's proud of her and reminds her that she can always ask for help whenever she needs it. Rebecca leaves for home, still smiling. But suddenly, she gets a call from Dr. Raymond. He tells her that tonight he has to transfer some bodies to the city morgue and asks if she can handle things there overnight. Rebecca agrees. She finally arrives at the morgue, and once Dr. Raymond leaves with the bodies, she starts her work. She checks the corpses, makes entries, and cleans up the place. Poor Rebecca has no idea what's about to happen tonight. Time slowly passes. After a while, Raymond calls again, asking if everything is okay and if she needs anything. Rebecca says she's perfectly fine. Raymond hangs up, and she assumes he's just checking on her since it's her first day. She goes back to work. Outside, heavy rain is pouring down, and the lights keep flickering on and off. But Rebecca tries to ignore it and focus on her job. Suddenly, she feels like there's a shadow in the corridor. She checks, but no one is there. She returns to her work, but again and again, she feels like something is watching her, lurking in the shadows. Slowly, fear starts to creep in. She can't understand what's happening. Then suddenly, the phone rings again. Rebecca picks it up, and this time the call isn't from just anyone. It's from her dead father, Ben. He says, "This is all because of you. I died because of you." And in that moment, everything comes rushing back to Rebecca, how her father went into the forest searching for her and ended up becoming the prey of a wild animal. Rebecca can't take any of this anymore. She collapses and passes out. A little while later, she wakes up, but now she's in her house. She's confused. Wasn't I just in the morgue? How did I end up here? Her head is pounding with pain. Just then, there's a knock on the door. Rebecca walks over to see who it is, but she doesn't notice the message slowly appearing on the mirror behind her. "Let me in." She opens the door, and it's Kelly. Rebecca is shocked. What is Kelly doing here? But Kelly calmly tells her, "You're the one who called me." Rebecca is completely lost. She doesn't remember leaving the morgue, and she definitely doesn't remember calling Kelly. She tries to explain everything, but Kelly starts thinking Rebecca might be on drugs. She warns her that whatever she's doing is seriously wrong. Rebecca keeps insisting she hasn't taken anything, but now something starts to change. Her anger builds, and her eyes slowly begin to shift in color. In a terrifying moment, Rebecca transforms into something demonic. Kelly is horrified. She tries to react, but before she can escape, Rebecca brutally kills her. Moments later, Rebecca returns to normal, but she has no memory of what she just did. She doesn't even remember killing Kelly. She has no idea what's happening to her. Panic takes over. The only person she can think of is Dr. Raymond. She calls him and tells him everything. Dr. Raymond listens carefully, then says, "You need to go back to the morgue. I know what's happening to you, and if you stay outside, you'll become a danger to the people you love. Anyone who gets close to you, you'll kill them." He pauses, then adds one more chilling warning: "Don't believe everything you see with your own eyes." Rebecca can't understand what Dr. Raymond is talking about. Somehow, she manages to get out of the house. But then, what the hell? Kelly is standing outside, alive. Now Rebecca is completely confused. Which Kelly is real? The one standing in front of her, or the one lying dead in her room? Terrified, she runs. Barely holding herself together, she somehow makes her way to the morgue. That's when Dr. Emmett finally tells her everything. He reveals that a demonic presence has been haunting this morgue for a long time, and now it has taken root there. Anyone who works inside becomes its target. The demon tries to take over their body, breaking them mentally, torturing them relentlessly, until the person finally gives in and willingly surrenders their body to it. And there's only one way to stop it. You have to find out the demon's name. Once you know its name, it will fear you. It won't be able to harm you anymore. But there's a catch. You don't have much time. Rebecca is confused. What is Raymond trying to say? A demon? A name? None of it makes sense. Raymond tells her, "Look, this mark will tell you the demon's name." But Rebecca still doesn't understand anything. So Raymond says, "All right, let me show you something." But before he can, the demon takes control of Rebecca again. It laughs, a horrifying echoing laugh, and says, "Do you really think you can trap me again? No. Now it's your turn to die." Then it attacks Raymond. Somehow, Raymond manages to escape the morgue and slams the door shut behind him. As soon as the demon realizes Raymond has fled, it leaves Rebecca's body. Rebecca regains consciousness. But it's too late. Raymond is gone. Now she's all alone, trapped inside the morgue. And then she hears it, that chilling, sinister laughter. "Rebecca, Rebecca, Rebecca, only a little time left, and then your body will be mine." She's terrified. But she knows one thing. If she wants to defeat this demon, she must learn its name. But how? As she's thinking, the demon begins its twisted game. This time it takes the form of her grandmother. It appears near the back window, screaming, "You're worthless. Your father died because of you, and now I'm going to kill you too." And then the demon appears in the form of her father, Pin, and whispers, "You killed me. Now kill yourself." On one side, it was pretending to be her grandmother, terrifying her, and on the other, it took her father's form, pushing her toward death. Suddenly, it attacks Rebecca's leg. Somehow, Rebecca manages to escape and stumbles outside. She starts treating her wound, trying to stay calm, but then the demon possesses a dead body nearby. The corpse slowly rises and begins moving toward her, trying to kill her. Rebecca fights back and somehow manages to tie it up. She's completely confused, not knowing what to do next. Just then, the phone rings. Ring, ring. Rebecca picks it up. It's Raymond. He tells her, "Listen, if you want to end this, take your blood and smear it onto the body that the demon has possessed, then destroy it." Rebecca follows his instructions exactly. But suddenly, the demon's laughter echoes again. Now she's confused. What's happening? I did exactly what Raymond said, so why isn't it over? After a while, the phone rings again. Ring, ring, she answers. It's Raymond again. She quickly explains everything. I did what you told me, so why is the demon still after me? Raymond replies, shocked, this is the first time I'm calling you. I never called you before. That means the previous call was from the demon. Yes, the demon was hungry. It needed something, and it was playing games with Rebecca. Raymond urgently tells her, go to the storage room downstairs. You'll find some tapes there. I've explained everything in them. How to stop the demon. Hurry, you don't have much time. Rebecca listens and rushes down to the storage room. Finally, she finds the tapes. But suddenly, she hears someone screaming from the darkness. Who's there? For a moment, she freezes, thinking it might be the demon again. Terrified, she runs back upstairs and plays the tape. On the recording, Raymond explains, if you've been cursed and only have a few hours left, then before the demon fully takes control of you, you must learn its name. These marks will help you. First, find a person whose body has already been possessed by the demon, someone who was cursed but failed to learn its name. Take their blood and transfer it into a dead body. When you do this, the demon will enter that body for a short time. Then, you must drip your own blood onto these marks, and once you do that, the demon, no matter how much it resists, will be forced to reveal its name. First, you need to learn its name. Then, you have to carve that same mark onto the body where you've trapped the demon, and after that, you must burn the body. Doing this will make the demon leave you alone. But the most important part of all this is the blood of the person whose body the demon has possessed. And Remed had already found that person. Her name was Valley. Remed draws her blood and shows that he's storing it in a vial, saying that if anyone in the future watches this tape and needs the blood, they'll find it here. Now, Rebecca knows everything. She takes that blood, summons the demon into another body, and traps it inside. Then she pours her own blood onto those marks, and even against its will, the demon is forced to reveal its name. Rebecca writes the demon's name on the body and burns it. Finally, she thinks it's all over. But the noise from the storeroom is still there. She goes to check who's inside, and that's when she sees Valley is still there. So, had Remed been keeping her imprisoned this whole time? She thinks the demon is gone, so maybe Valley is normal again, and she sets her free. But sadly, she forgets one thing. Valley is already cursed. And now, Valley, or rather, the demon, moves toward Rebecca to kill her. But just then, Remed returns. He had tattooed the demon's name onto his own chest, and seeing that, the demon became terrified. Remed manages to trap it once again. Rebecca is completely confused about what's happening. Remed takes her to his office and reveals the truth. He kept Valley alive for a reason. If more demons start coming into this world and begin cursing people, he wants to be ready to save them. And do you really think you've escaped this demon? No. The gates of hell have already opened. More demons are coming, and we have to stop them. Rebecca doesn't want any part of this. She walks away. But in the end, she sees the demon again. And that's when she makes her decision. She won't let anyone else be cursed. Now, she chooses to stand with Remed and continue this fight inside the morgue. And that's where the story ends. But I think a part 2 is definitely coming, where Rebecca will once again face that demon. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Until then, thank you and goodbye.